those who already now have ideas on possible new forms of protection should not have the freedom and faculty of raising those ideas. A very important background for today's discussions are also the declaration on indigenous people's rights, UNDRIP, and specifically its Article 31. In order to get a more complete picture of the whole cultural area that is to which the discussions now extend, shall also certain non-intellectual property framework regulations to be taken into account. Among these are the UNESCO Convention on intellectual or immaterial patrimoine och konventionen om diversiteten av kulturella yttringar samt FN-konvention om biologisk mångfald och ILO-konvention nummer 169. And among the very important international instruments is also the draft for a Nordic Sami convention between the three Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. This instrument may hopefully in the future in an ameliorated form be ratified and enter into force or give ground for further steps in promoting the status and protection of Sami culture. In the present draft, which was kind of fixed by the negotiators, there are several very important articles for us in this business. For the preparation of the next year's conference, we have about 1 year ahead of us. It would be a great success if we could achieve between the Nordic countries and the Sami communities an agreement or consensus on some important principles and concrete measures. The concrete goals of the work can only be set after today's meeting. It means that we have about 1 year to consider what concrete results should be achieved. And as the best, this process could lead to thoughts and arrangements on specific obligations concerning treatment of the Sami culture's traditional expressions and the traditional knowledge, and to solutions on cross-border acts which are legally relevant, as for instance the making available of copyrighted materials, copyrighted cultural research material over the borders of countries. I would like already now express the warm thanks of our society to the Ministry of Education and Culture, to the Finnish Sametinget, Sami Council, and the Museiverket, the National Agency for Heritage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jukka. It was very, very good welcoming words. So I will give the floor to Tuomas Aslak Juuso, please, the president of the Sami Parliament in Finland. You have the floor.
Thank you, and I will be using Sami language, of course, as it is also the Sami language week. Uudis pohti muukepeales tämän taverihkalas assitoutiin seminaariin. Me kieltähallaa immateriaala voikahuolait ja Sami arpeverelas tieduu suojii. Leillu ja kuuni le hoktatain rahpan sähkövuoron tollin tämän erinomaisen tehalle seminaarissa. Leen Tuomas Aasala Juuso ja haalitan taalan taas alkuun Suomen saamitikkiin saakajooti hetsi toima olisi vaimolle se kiihti puhkai kielelämisen mieltä ornamentaan seminaari. Saami arpevuoros tieduu märkäsuumii Saami päivääläs ällimis oitno ja vuhto alle konkreettalatsa outo märkan tällä kun parkojuva Saami arpevuorolla seelahusaikku. Nuku puatsutolun kuolastusain mehtästusain joakkimin tai tutjamin. Tästä tiura mankkalahkaa tai healahusai parkama, nuu luontuusjohtima, kosittas tallaamaa. Ja nuu maittaa luontuu jeskutehlaakan aunasit, joakkima ja karvema tutjatettiin.
I'll do my short introduction here at this end. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Leena Marsio, and I work for the Finnish Heritage Agency. I'm delighted to see so many people from so many countries in this webinar. I'm the coordinator of the UNESCO Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage in Finland since 2014, and from this perspective, I've had the pleasure to work with Sami people in Finland. The UNESCO 2003 Convention was adopted already quite a while ago, and now it is 179 countries that have ratified it, including all Nordic countries. The Arts Council of Norway and the Institute for Language and Folklore in Sweden are then the coordinating bodies. The Sami people and other indigenous peoples hold a rich diversity of living heritage, including practices, representations, expressions, knowledge, and skills. The practice and transmission of this heritage contributes to the ongoing vitality, strength, and well-being of communities. To that end, the UNESCO 2003 Convention is and can be one important tool for indigenous peoples to shape the international heritage discourse and ensure that their experiences and needs in safeguarding their living heritage are taken into account. We in Finland, and also our sister organizations in Sweden and Norway, have been working with the Sami parliaments and other Sami organizations during the past years to highlight the role and find the ways in which the UNESCO Convention can contribute to safeguarding of Sami intangible cultural heritage. The process is ongoing and it needs pan-Sapmi discussions. This has meant, for example, organizing seminars and workshops, spreading knowledge about the common work. In the National Advisory Boards under the Convention, there have been Sami members. In the inventories of the Convention on a national level have examples of the living heritage of the Sami. Later today, we will hear more about the UNESCO course organized in Karasjok last year. I indeed look forward for today's discussions. I believe that the discussions can better inform the strategic planning on the practice, transmission, and safeguarding of Sami intangible heritage and intellectual property rights on the protection of traditional knowledge and traditional cultural expressions. I'm glad to see participants also from UNESCO and WIPO present at our event. I believe that the lessons learned from today's discussions can bring food for thought for the Sami people, but also for many people around the world. I wish you all fruitful discussions for the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leena. Välkommen från min sida också. Jag representerar alltså undervisnings- och kulturministeriet och har en lång bakgrund i WIPO-ärenden och särskilt också i ärenden under IGC, alltså den här kommittén som Jukka nämnde om, som försöker få till stånd internationell nivå gemensamma regler gällande skyddet av samisk bland annat samisk traditionell kunskap. Här är en bild som jag tänkte visa snabbt före vi går in på ordförandens tal. Visar liksom den här multipla mängden av ärenden som egentligen samisk traditionell kunskap tangerar. Här är RBDiettu ordet på samiska nämnt och sen har vi då olika, bland annat då, immaterialrättsliga rättigheter, upphovsrätt, trademarks och så vidare. Lena berättar om intangible cultural heritage och sen har vi också idag presentationer gällande biodiversitet under fördrag under konventionen om skydd av biodiversitet. Så det finns en massa olika synvinklar och från samernas synvinkel så handlar det om traditionell musik, jojk, men också moderna versioner av det och samtidigt också traditional livelihoods, alltså näringar som är väldigt viktiga för att uppehålla kulturen och också Sami Duachi som vi får höra mer om. Men med dessa ord så vill jag då ge ordet till Tuomas Aslak-Juuso som är då president för Sametinget i Finland. Varsågod Tuomas.